Hello everyone, Rudy Briksza here with CoolStuffInc.com, bringing you another cube video here, and I'm pretty excited. I played this cube only a couple times so far, so I'm really excited. I haven't really seen a ton of what's going on. I'm really looking forward to trying some different things. So we have a couple options here, seeing what I want to do. I could take Cryptic Command. Cryptic Command is a real powerful blue card. I love me some blue mid-range decks. Love me some blue mid-range or control decks. All of them are just fantastic, and if you've ever watched me play Magic, you know that those are the kind of decks that I gravitate towards. I could also take Jace Ballorid. I could take Kari. Taking Kari means that we're kind of forcing ourselves into playing mono red, and I don't hate playing mono red. Mono red's pretty powerful. There are a lot of very good cards. Unfortunately, if we do take Kari, we are kind of priced into doing that, and you know what? I don't mind. I'm love me some mono red. Mono red's so good, so very good. I'm really torn between Kari and Cryptic, but I'm gonna take Kari, and I'm gonna hope to play some mono red. And Chandra, Torture, Defiance, perfect card. If we took Cryptic Command, we would have had Misty Rainforest, Supreme Verdict Venser, Confiscate. Lots of really interesting cards here, but I'm gonna take this Chandra, Torture, Defiance, and it's probably one of the best cards we can have in mono red for sure. So now we'll just wait here. Hope we get some more 1-drops. Hope we get some burn spells. Man, I love me some mono red, and I know some of you might be opposed to this, but this is one of the best things that you can be doing. Hazoret, fantastic card. Maybe we'll wield the Skizix or the Sculpture Sarka, but Hazoret, Chandra is just two of the best cards. We're basically playing a standard deck. We're going to see if this standard limited deck can beat some of the more powerful decks of the past, but definitely need a tiny bit of help for sure. But so far it looks like mono red is one of those archetypes that people tend to avoid in cube sometimes. I don't. I love me some mono red, and I'm real excited, real excited to go ahead and get in on this and see what we can come up with. So hopefully get some good red cards here. Be very sad if it missed from the rest. What do we got here? None of these cards are very good for red. I'm going to take the Skylight Legionnaire because I wouldn't hate splashing white. So, you know, if we had to, you know, at least like that's a card that we might want to play. I could take Darksteel Citadel and try and splash Shrapnel Blast. Or not splash, but try and have some use for Shrapnel Blast if we get that, but I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. Exquisite Firecraft, fantastic. Now, Urza's Rage is interesting, but Exquisite Firecraft is just a better card. We could also take Arid Mesa too, but I'm not sure if I'm going to end up playing this Legionnaire, but I'm definitely going to end up playing an Exquisite Firecraft, so I'm certainly going to take that. What do we got here? Soul-Scar Mage, fantastic. We're just on standard row right here. We're just getting all the standard cards that I can possibly get. Pretty happy so far with everything we have. You know, obviously the Skylight Legionnaire is kind of but you know, maybe it'll work out anyway. Maybe it will work out anyway. So now we just got to sit, wait around. The only downside, there is a downside to drafting mono red. Now I know you might be thinking, no, that's not possible. There can't be a downside to drafting mono red. This is just a great deck. What could possibly be the downside? Well, the downside is we don't have a lot of choices. You know, our deck is kind of decided for us in a sense that once we decide to go mono red, we don't have that many choices to pick. So we have to kind of stick to what is stick to what we have, stick to what's going on. Pulse of the Forge. Pulse of the Forge is great. Yeah, just another burn spell, 4-mana burn spell that we can potentially rebuy, especially if they get, you know, if they're a little bit farther ahead than us. And that's awesome. Even at worst, another 3-mana 4-damage burn spell, still kind of nice. We took Fire. Fire is essentially a expensive Forked Bolt. Not really excited about it, but you'll have it. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Never really hate burn spells. Alright, what do we got here? Well, there's unfortunately no cards in here that I'm going to want. So I'm going to take this Arcbound Worker. 1 mana 1/1 might be something that we do. Maybe we'll pick up like some Scrapheap Scroungers or something and we'll really get in. That'd be great. Arcbound Worker into Scrapheap Scrounger. Oh boy. We just need that Goblin Chain Whirler. That's what I really need right now. None of these cards are very good. So I guess, unfortunately, we'll just take a card at random. This is obviously the downside to drafting in red is if you get a couple packs that there aren't very many red cards in, or you get one of the more flexible red cards, people tend to grab it. I'm going to grab this Skizzix. I'd rather have Skizzix over Scorch Rusalka. This is just the overtly more powerful card. It's obviously a little bigger, but not really too much that can be done about it. I guess I'll take this Transgress the Mind. Maybe a card that we sideboard, possibly. Not really interested in any of these other cards. Urza's Rage, I'll take 2. Maybe we'll get unlucky and we'll flood out. Otherwise, it's just 3. It's just 3 damage. So I don't mind having that kind of card. That's not too bad. Certainly a couple like stinkers, Skylight Legionnaire, Arcbound Worker, and obviously these 4 cards are a bit stinky, but definitely have a lot of very powerful cards. Soul-Scar Mage, Kari, Chandra, Hazoret. All really good. I'm going to take Falkenrath Gorger here. Arcslogger's not great. I could take Bomat Courier, actually. Just realized that Bomat Courier is here, and I don't know if... oh, I almost missed that one. That would have been devastating. Go back and look at the YouTube comments and the comments on the videos. I saw you took a Falkenrath Gorger. Have you ever read Bomat Courier before? It's just, nah, I guess I'm just big dumbs. Arcslogger, not so good when you only are exiling 10 cards from your deck for that. Not really too big of a fan. We're going to take this Village Messenger. Village Messenger, pretty powerful. We want a lot of 1-drops for sure. I don't mind having a bunch of them. And Village Messenger is a sound one, because if we play it on turn 1 and our opponent misses, then we get to attack for 2 a lot. What do we got here? Ooh, Whirling Outburst, Zealous Conscripts, Falkenrath Aristocrat, Mutavault. These are all some pretty powerful cards. I'm going to take the Mutavault because I think Mutavault's just having a creature land is just always fantastic. Whirling Outburst is okay, but I don't think it's really what we're looking for at the moment. Zealous Conscript is okay. We're not really a Goblins deck, so this is not going to go well. If we ever get to splash back, Falkenrath is going to be fantastic, but we're kind of locked up on our 4-drop slot, to be honest. So I'm just going to take Mutavault. Abbot of Keral Keep is awesome. Zurgo Bellstriker is awesome. Badlands and Sulphurous Springs would be nice if we potentially took that, but I think I'm going to take the Abbot here because I think Abbot's just the better card. Just being able to kind of draw a card is always fantastic, and hopefully we'll wield it Zurgo. Hopefully. It's unfortunate that Badlands, Sulphurous Spring, and Dreadwanderer are all in the same pack. It's a little unfortunate. So now, to sit and wait to see what red card I'm going to open. See what red card we're going to take in the next pack. It's a little game we're playing. What red card will we open? I really like the card Lightning Bolt. I think that's in this cube. I'm not actually 100%. It's one of those awkward things where you kind of hope you see a card, but yeah, you're not sure if it's there. Giant Solifuge is kind of interesting. Fireball is also interesting. Phyrexian Processor, interesting. Cursed Scroll is going to be very good. So we're going to take Cursed Scroll here, but just looking at some of the other cards we could potentially take here, I don't think we're going to get any of them back. But we're taking this Cursed Scroll. Cursed Scroll's great. Flame Slash is good. Dragon Fodder is good. I think I'm just going to take Dragon Fodder, though. I don't know if we essentially, need this, and I'd rather have a bunch of creatures. Although we do have Soul-Scar Mage and Abbot, actually. I mean, these both pair well, but having Flame Slash is actually kind of nice, just being able to clear the way. Convince myself. I'm going to take this Smoldering Marsh. We did see Falkenrath Aristocrat, so having Smoldering Marsh might not be the worst. We haven't seen any red-white lands yet, otherwise I would have taken them. If, if I would have taken that one instead. Let's see, Detonate. I suppose I don't mind having to Detonate. It's also possible I could take City of Brass here. City of Brass helps cast Skylight. It can cast Ice. If I take the Aristocrat on the way back, that might be a good card. But I think I'm going to take the Detonate, since sometimes swords might be a problem. So I'm going to take this instead. I'm not sure exactly if this is something that I even want to play. It's just here to kind of fill space at the moment. And we got the Falkenrath Gorger back. Can't really ask for too much more out of that, right? What do we have here? I guess I'm going to take this Cascade Bluffs. Maybe this is something that we might use. You know, not 100%. It's pretty unlikely that it even makes the deck. Falkenrath Aristocrat's kind of nice to come back. There are Badlands and Sulphur Springs in the next pack. And Zurgo Bellstriker. Alright, so we're going to take the Zurgo Bellstriker instead. I'd rather have another 1-drop than Falkenrath. It's unfortunate that we lose essentially all the black splash for it, but it's not the worst, you know? It's not the worst. Giant Solifuge is kind of cool. It's a card that we can just play no matter what. Tangle Wire is awesome. This deck, especially if we're going to get far ahead. Kind of liking the way this deck is peeking out. This might be a couple cards that we don't play. We'll just kind of keep them on the side over here. Maybe we'll do something with them, maybe we won't. Detonate's a great sideboard card, though. But I kind of like the way that the deck is starting to peek out. Mutavault is awesome, basically creature that we need. And I'm really liking the way this deck is looking. Arcbound Worker obviously is not an ideal creature. We're going to want anything else. Char is awesome. We're going to take Char here. It looks like all of the red cards are really floating back, so we're pretty likely to see this Frenzied Goblin. And I don't mind having a bunch of burn. Burn is always going to be good, and we'll hopefully wheel this Frenzied Goblin back. I'd be surprised, very surprised, if we don't see that. Kiki Jiki, awesome. Yeah, we're definitely going to take Kiki Jiki here, right? We take Arcbound Ravager. You know, we have the Worker and the Courier. That's, you know, that's a combo. I could take Aether Hub here, and I actually might take Aether Hub. And the reason being is because we do have the ice, and if we do decide we want to play Falkenrath Aristocrat, Aether Hub can help cast that. So I wouldn't mind having that in my deck. For the most part, our mana really isn't stretched by any, you know, it's just not stretched at all. I don't think Kiki Jiki is going to be very good in the deck. I don't really think there's copying a Falkenrath Gorger is what I'm going to want to be doing. But I don't mind having an Aether Hub in my deck as opposed to any of these other cards. It's almost kind of free to take and can definitely help benefit, especially if we decide, if we like pick up like maybe another black-red land, or maybe we pick up a white land, then, you know, having a couple sources for Skylight Legionnaire might be really good. So now we'll just wait and see what the deal is with our next pack. See what red card I'm going to open. It's going to be one of them, right? We have to open a red one every time. We didn't get a red card. What's going on here? So unlucky. What do we want to take? Because I can take Scroll Rack. Although Scroll Rack's not great in this kind of deck. I could take Covetous Dragon. We do have a few artifacts here, but overall, I don't think this card's going to be very good. I guess we'll just take this Scroll Rack, and maybe we'll wheel the Covetous Dragon, and then we'll maybe play a more artifact-heavy deck to support it. Let's see. Ooh, On-Crop Crasher is wonderful for this deck. Yeah, On-Crop Crasher is great. Scrapheap Scrounger, also very good. And we do have the Smoldering Marsh, too. I think I'm going to take this. I think we're pretty likely to get this On-Crop Crasher back out of this pack. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to get the Crasher back. So I'm going to take the Scrounger because I want another 2-drop. It makes playing the Smoldering Marsh smart. Siege Gang Commander, Jackal Pup. We're going to take... Slagstorm's okay, Siege Gang's okay, but I think I'm going to take Jackal Pup. Just another 1-drop here. This is a deck where I like playing 16 lands and pretty effectively, and just having a ton of 1-drops here is going to benefit us a lot. Ooh, Devil's Play, Flames of the Bloodhead, Rakdos Guildmage. Interesting. So you start creating a bunch of goblins. We could take a burn spell. Take Devil's Play, which scales pretty well. I think I kind of want to take Devil's Play because it scales so well. I don't know if we need Flames of the Blood Hand, but maybe it's good. It's just another 3 mana burn spell. 1, 2, 3. We already have 3, 4 3 mana burn spells. I mean, what's a 5th? What's a 5th, right? Now we have a lot of burn in the deck. Now we have a lot of reach. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get Settle the Wreckage. Didn't get to Urza's Rage someone. Lightning Berserker is awesome. Stoke the Flames is even better, and I'm going to take Stoke the Flames here because I just want another burn spell over Lightning Berserker. We already have a decent amount of 1-drops, and I like having a lot of burn. Definitely like having a lot of burn here. Finally cut this Arcbound Worker. Miserable card. Burst Lightning, awesome. Just another burn spell to add. And this red deck is really, really looking nice. Really looking nice. Obviously, there's not really too much that I can do with it, but it seems alright so far. So I'm pretty happy with what's going on. Frenzied Goblin, awesome. Came back, just what I was looking for. That's exactly the kind of card that I want. I guess I can sideboard this Kiki Jiki. Maybe I want to copy my Giant Soul... Oh, I can't. It has Shroud. It has Shroud. Maybe I could copy Skizzix, though. That would be decent. Scrapheap Scrounger would be an okay copy. Abbot would be a great copy, but overall not great. Let's take the Spike Feeder. Not really going to do anything here. Unfortunate that the card I wanted didn't come back. I guess we'll just take the Warden. Unlucky. Unlucky. People are taking the red cards. Why would they do that? Not that we need it. We're already in a great spot. I guess I'll sideboard the Slagstorm. Take the Sylvan Advocate. And we get Lightning Berserker back. That is nice. That is really nice. I think we're not going to play this Fire and Ice. I think we still need to cut one more card. Might cut Tangle Wire. Does Tangle Wire do anything for me? Tangle Wire probably is just very good in the deck when everything's so cheap. Question is, do we want to play all of this? What do we want to cut, if anything? Maybe we can cut Skizzix. Skizzix probably the weakest of the cards there. Just going to add 12 Mountain. I don't know why we have a Forest. It's an accident, it seems. I guess they might put a Forest in for this Giant Solifuge with all the mountains cast. But yeah, this looks pretty good. It's pretty happy. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty happy with the rest of this. This looks really nice. We have a lot of expensive burn spells. Unfortunately, our 2-drop slot's not very good, but our 1-drop slot I think might more than make up for that. So I'll be back in just a moment, and we'll play match number 1. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here with CoolStuffInc.com. I'm bringing you this cube match. This hand's kind of weak. We're on the play, so I'm going to mulligan. I'm going to keep this hand though. Have 3 1-drops and plenty of things to do. What I need to do is find some lands. We're good to go. But this is a lot better than 5 lands, 1-drop, 2-drop. I do like me some Frenzied Goblin, but Frenzied Goblin and Scrapheap Scrounger probably not enough to get the win. Probably not enough to get the W. But this hand looks a lot better. We do need to draw some lands for sure, but it doesn't seem too hard to get. We do have 8 points worth of burn in the hand. So as long as we can shove in some damage, we'll be in a great spot. I'm going to scry. Yeah, I'm going to keep this mountain here. That's going to be awesome for me. It's going to let me play a 1-drop into 2 more 1-drops. It's probably one of the best things that you can do. And if our opponent is playing a super slow deck, which I'm hoping they are, be able to get them real good. That's for sure. Just want to see tap land, tap land, tap land. Oh no! Well, it looks like we might be playing a mirror. We are playing a mirror! This is going to be a close one. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack there, so I can Frenzied Goblin, but I think with the way our hand is set up, I think we just kind of want to keep them on the back foot. Wow, and they have the Mutavault. Was this going to be a pass with the Mutavault? No, I don't mind that. I will trade my Jackal Pup for their land drop. That's for sure. Galvanic Blast. Okay. That's a little unfortunate, but not too much I can do about that one. Ooh, Strip Mine. Strip Mine's going to be pretty solid here, to say the least. And I do really like this Chimeric Idol. Go ahead and get in there. Curse Scroll. That's a nice one. Fortunately, I can't really attack anymore because of this Chimeric Idol. And it's not really a great spot to be in. I think I've fallen really far behind. Our opponent is drew the kind of control of everything. So now they have Strip Mine plus Mutavault and Chimeric Idol. So I'm in a pretty good spot, or a pretty bad spot here. The good part is Chimeric Idol taps Mutavault, so they can't attack with both. Pia, alright. Yeah, it looks like I'm probably getting Strip Mined and attacked for 3 here, and I'm going to fall really far behind. This Curse Scroll is going to be pretty good because it can kill pretty much everything that isn't the idol, but we need to draw something good here, and I did not. I think I might be dead here, unfortunately. That Strip Mine was pretty devastating, to say the least. So now we shall see how our opponent is going to brutalize us. It is going to happen. My guess is they're going to pump the stopper twice, zero this, attack with everyone, and not really too much I can do about that. Flames the Bloodhand. Yeah, that's also really good. I think our opponent might just have the better mono red draw. Alright, we're dead. That was unfortunate. That would have been very close, I think, otherwise. Do I want anything? I do want this Detonate. I think I do want this Detonate. Solifuge, not going to be great here. The Detonate will be. I think I like everything else, though. Could also take Slagstorm, but we don't know how creature heavy they are yet. Slagstorm doesn't seem great. And I like pretty much everything else I have here. Yes, I'd like to play first. Yeah, I will keep this hand. Village Messenger is okay. Obviously not the ideal one drop here, but Chandra and Detonate are going to be theoretically very good here in this matchup. Now we can hope that our opponent doesn't do anything this turn, but very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. Getting my creature Wild Slash, that's fine. Drawing Char is kind of nice. That means we'll be able to kill whatever creature that our opponent plays into a fresh Chandra. Dimir Signet. Okay, so our opponent looks like they're playing more than just more than just mono red. It looks like they might be playing like a big mono red deck, but so I'm going to go ahead and detonate that. And then we'll have Chandra next turn onto a mostly empty board. If our opponent plays something that could help deal 5 damage, then I would not play Chandra. I would hold up Char, but it looks like with our opponent attacking for 2, we're in a great spot here. And Chandra, exile, deal 2 to my opponent. Next turn, have Hazoret plus Char. It's going to be really hard for my opponent to come back. Dimir Signet's really interesting. Maybe my opponent's just using it as a ramp spell. Maybe they have a blue or a black card in their deck. So now we'll just wait and see what our opponent can do. I think our opponent is extremely far behind. They have to come up with an answer for Chandra this turn. I suppose they could play Chandra's Defeat. Flames of the Blood Hand plus Galvanic Blast, I guess, also does it. Sure. I feel pretty okay about that one. Hazoret, unfortunately, I mean, I'm actually just going to Flame Slash it and attack for 5 because it's indestructible. So what does it matter? We still have Char. Can now activate Hazoret, but I think getting in for that 5 damage is better than Flame Slashing something random and attacking for 5 the next turn. This puts my opponent even further on the back foot. Alright. Go ahead and discard this mountain. Go ahead and get him for 5. Even if our opponent just chumps with Gorger, that's still fine. Doesn't really change anything that we're doing. Hazoret is one of those one mode only kind of deals. I don't think our opponent is. I mean, if our opponent plays something like Soul-Scar Mage and then, you know, Char on our Hazoret, then they got us. Otherwise, our opponent not blocking here is kind of interesting. It means they're pretty much dead to any burn spell. I think maybe they're supposed to block. I don't think my opponent can 18 me with 3 cards. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think I am. I'm not even going to give my opponent the option. I'm just going to go ahead and char them. Alright, it looks like Slagstorm actually might be a little bit more relevant than I initially thought. So that is a card that I am going to be boarding in. I'm going to take out this Village Messenger, especially on the draw. It's just not very good. And this is a match where I wish I took that Siege Gang Commander for. And Detonate ended up being even better than I thought it was going to be, since our opponent has many more artifacts, at least. Or at least one more than I thought. So now we just sit here and wait for our opponent to resubmit. Pretty happy with everything that we have going on at the moment. Don't really think there's anything that I want to change. Rekindling Phoenix is going to be pretty devastating. It's possible I don't want Tangle Wire on the draw. I actually don't think I do. I think I'd rather have Skizzix. I think I'd rather have a big old creature here. Tangle Wire is not very good on the draw, and it's not very good in the matchup where both of us are playing 1-drops. Alright, and this hand's pretty solid. We have a creature on 1. We're on the draw. We have a removal spell, Detonate if they have Signet again. And we have Chandra. So feeling pretty good about what's going on so far. Unfortunately, Zurgo can't block. So that is a little unfortunate. So we're going to be turning this creature sideways here. That's for sure. Our opponent just not doing anything. That's good enough for me. I'm going to go ahead and just attack for 2 back and then play the Soul-Scar Mage. Hopefully our opponent might have like a Galv Blast here. Might kill the Soul-Scar Mage or my Zurgo. But we do have a bunch of spells that I can cast, and if I draw a 4th land, Chandra's probably just going to win the game. We saw Chandra was so good. Our opponent really desperately had to use multiple burn spells on it. I didn't see any 2-mana burn spells out of my opponent. Only 1 and 3. So we'll see what they do have here. They did have Lightning Strike. Okay, I was not prepared for that one, but that's okay. Ooh, drawing a Bomat Courier is kind of nice here. I think I might save this though. You're just gonna go ahead and maybe I'm actually supposed to. All right, I think I'm just gonna Bomat Courier here and just start getting in. Falling a little far behind in the race at the moment, but I think that's okay. We have a lot of burn, a lot of damage. Realistically, we're just hoping to draw a land, I think, at this point to really keep the pressure up. Then once we exit out our entire hand, we'll be in a good spot. Goblin Chainwhirler is pretty good here, to be honest. Go ahead and Urza's Rage this Goblin Chainwhirler, get in for 2. It's possible that I wanted to Urza's Rage and block, but I think we still might win this race with the burn that I have in my hand. But maybe I'm just far behind enough that I'm supposed to hold back and block, and if my opponent has a removal spell, they have one. But I could have blocked, shot the Chainwhirler, killed it, and then if they have a removal spell, I don't take anything. That might have been better than just getting in for 2. Looks like our opponent's flooding out just a tiny bit. This is going to be nice. We get to add mana, play Curse Scroll. I get to attack for 3 here. And if our opponent has a burn spell for our Chandra, they have a burn spell for the Chandra. But with Curse Scroll and Chandra in play, I feel pretty good about winning the race. Also, we have Exquisite Firecraft, so that's going to go upstairs for 4. And that plus Curse Scroll and Soul-Scar Mage might just be able to win us this race pretty easily. I'm not sure what's in our opponent's hand just yet, but I'm sure we'll find out in the next couple of turns. It's possible that it's just a bunch of removal spells, but I'm not really sure. Crater Hellion. Okay. Crater Hellion's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and... So I have a couple options. I could Chandra minus to kill this Crater Hellion, but I don't think that's going to get me anywhere. I think instead I'm going to want to Scrapheap Scrounger, go upstairs. My opponent has to like tap out this turn if they want to keep Crater Hellion in play. If they want to kill Chandra, and if they don't keep it in play, then my Chandra might just live. So they do have a decision to make here. And they are going to keep it. I am going to lose my Chandra here, which is fine. This detonate's looking real bad right now, to say the least. I just hope my opponent doesn't have an answer for my Scrapheap Scrounger. But this Crater Hellion has to go after Chandra. Otherwise, the game is just going to end. Burst Lightning Kick is kind of nice. That means that plus Curse Scroll should win the game. Oh, actually, I lied. Burst Lightning with Kicker does actually just win the game on the spot. I miscounted. And there we go. We were very fortunate to win that first match there. And I'll be back in just a little bit with match number 2. Back with match number 2 of my cube draft here. And this is a pretty decent hand. Have Abbot of Keral Keep, Curse Scroll, Hazoret. Doing a lot of things that I like. Looks like our opponent is also getting aggressive. No, I don't want to play. I don't want to pay this. Opponent can't block anyway. Drawing another mountain here's not. Oh, Liliana the Last Hope, so devastating. That's so devastating. Oh no. Drawing another mountain there is kind of unfortunate. I should have actually played Smoldering Marsh there, because I'm going to activate Curse Scroll on Liliana. And I'm going to try and reveal a mountain. And it does not help if I play that other mountain there. I don't really care about the Smoldering Marsh being known. Ooh, that was a devastating series of turns, and not a great play on my part or a great draw. Mountain. Oh, we revealed Smoldering Marsh too. Oh. So devastating. So devastating. Alright, with a lot of mountains in the hand, I fully expect to be able to get them this time. Skizix kicked. It's pretty unfortunate for me. Mountain again. Revealed Hazoret. Alright, it's pretty unlucky. I definitely messed up the last time. That time was pretty unlucky. Yeah, I think we just might be dead here. Well, I'm not going to play that Scrapheap Scrounger. This has Trample, right? So I think I'm actually just dead here. This is 2 damage, right? Yeah, alright. Alright, let's try one more time. See if we can spike the mountain. Alright. That's pretty unlucky. That's a little unfortunate. Everybody's playing black-red aggro. I think I'm okay with submitting the same kind of deck again. It's quite unfortunate there. Can only laugh about it, right? Well, we're gonna keep this one. See what we can do here. You have this Jackal Pup and a Scrapheap Scrounger and a Frenzied Goblin Flame Slash, which is kind of nice. A lot of good stuff going. Mutavault also great here. Crypt Breaker. Well, that one's kind of annoying, so I'm actually going to kill that one and then play this Frenzied Goblin. And next turn I have Mutavault plus Scrapheap Scrounger, so that's kind of nice. And make something not be able to block to get in for 3. So we're really able to keep up a ton of pressure here. Our opponent did not do anything except play a land, so we don't have to do anything here. Just kind of get to play Mountain Pass. Looks like our opponent may have missed a land drop again. Or may have missed a land drop for the first time, I apologize. But we'll see in just a moment what they decide to do here. Disfigure, alright. Looks like they did, in fact, miss a land drop. We're just going to get in for a lot. We did draw a lot of mountains, but our opponent can't really do anything at the moment. Looks like they have a removal spell here. Curse Scroll. Just going to leave that up instead. Attack for 4. Don't really need to get rid of this Mutavault. I only have 1 card in here, so I can't miss this time. I can't miss this time, alright? I don't think it's possible for me to miss on my Curse Scroll this time, alright? If I miss, it's simply because I chose the wrong card. Yeah, Liliana's pretty good. Let's go ahead and get rid of this Liliana here. Liliana's going to be more annoying than anything else, so may as well just get rid of it. Gorger resolves. I'm going to play another creature. I'm just going to start going. Crasher. Okay, Crasher's also pretty good. That's fine. I'm just gonna bring back this Scrounger here. Go ahead, take 3. Oh, I guess I messed this up. I actually should have played my mountain first, because I could actually miss here. I did not. That's kind of fortunate. Go ahead, put our opponent down to 3 with the Pulse of Forge for lethal in hand. But I certainly should have played my mountain. Should have just played the mountain. Would have made my life much easier. Pulse of the Forge gets there, and luckily our opponent missed. But they look like they have a lot of really good stuff going on. Like a lot of really good creatures. I think I am going to want Slagstorm here. Tangle Wire I don't want anymore since I'm going to be on the draw. But I do think I want the Slagstorm. I didn't see any artifacts, so Detonate's not going to be good. Skizzix seems like it's going to be okay, not great. Giant Solifuge basically trades with everything anyway. So I think I'm pretty fine with everything else here. So now we wait to see if on the draw we are able to be victorious. See if we can defeat our black-red aggro. That's kind of interesting. We played a mono-red deck, and then right afterwards played a black-red aggro deck. I'm going to keep this on the draw. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, but if we draw some lands, which we're going to need to anyway to win the game, this hand is very good. There's a lot of really good stuff going on. Frenzied Goblin going away. Very sad. Very sad. Gonna play the Zurgo Bellstriker. Play this Aether Hub. I don't think we need to do this just yet, but I think we actually might be okay to use our energy here. We only need the black for 1 card in the deck. It's mostly a colorless land anyway. Need to draw exactly a mountain next turn, for sure. We're going to need to draw a mountain. I mean, even if I draw Smoldering Marsh is okay. It's Mutavault. Not ideal. It's still okay. Flame Slash. Alright, take that. Mutavault. As I said, not great, but okay still. Obviously regretting using the Aether Hub for red now with a bunch of red cards in our hand. And just gotta hope we draw another red source here anyway. Our opponent does only have 2 cards in hand, which is kind of nice. And if we draw a mountain, I think this Chandra should be good to go. I am a little worried if my opponent plays a Liliana the Last Hope here, but they did not, so we are okay. Flames our opponent. Hopefully draw a mountain. We did not. I am extremely worried about my Mutavault getting killed. So I am just going to play it as safe as possible and not attack with it at all. There's no way that I'm going to be blocking, and there's no way that I'm going to be doing anything else with this Bomat, so I don't mind letting it die. Opponent has their own Bomat. That's pretty good. I hope I draw a mountain here. Wow, it's pretty interesting. That means our opponent might not have an answer for this Mutavault. Awesome. I think I'm going to... I'm a little worried about Skizzix here, so I'm just going to kill all the creatures. Want a clear board for Chandra. Opponent did not have one, so now I get to go ahead and play Chandra, plus for mana, let this Kari's Heaven to play, and now I have a blocker if my opponent has Skizzix. So this way my Chandra will live. I'll have Firecraft for Chandra for it. A lot of different answers. Let's play this as my land for the turn. Let's plus the exile card. See what we get. Flame Slash. That does nothing, so... We go ahead and get in for 5. Alright, Lightning Strike on my Mutavault. It's pretty reasonable. Figure of Destiny. That is a good one. Fortunately, Figure can't be that good right now. Put this up to 7. Pulse of the Forge. Yeah, we're just gonna go upstairs. Go ahead. I think this is gonna get him for 3 here, and even if our opponent figures and pumps their Destiny, it's still fine. We can only pump this up to a 2/2, which is whatever. They can't block our Kari Zev, so they're either trading with the Ragavan or they're, you know, taking 3. And being at 2 with the Chandra in play means they're pretty dead. They're pretty dead, especially with Exquisite Firecraft in hand. So it's pretty fortunate we were able to beat our opponents a very lackluster draw, and this is one of the best parts, right? This video is going to be super short because we're playing Mono Red. So let's see everyone for match 3 in just a minute. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here, back with my 3rd match of this video for Cool Stuff Inc. I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand on the play. This hand's not ideal, but we are playing a 16-land deck, so a very good amount of cards to draw into. Like that. So now we're in a great spot. We have Urza's Rage plus Burst Lightning. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have a removal spell here for my Gorger or my Falkenrath. Or for my Falkenrath or my Pup. We do have Burst Lightning plus Urza's Rage. Ooh, it looks like our opponent's playing Jeskai. Mortipod. That's unfortunate. Mortipod, very good against what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and just attack. Force my opponent to use their Mortipod, block Mortipod. They'll probably shoot the Jackal Pup. I'll go to 19. Then I can play this Lightning Berserker afterwards. Oh, I mean, this is also fine too. This might mean that they have another burn spell somewhere. We'll get this Lightning Berserker in play. Burst Lightning, Urza's Rage, plus the ability to pump. So that's all kind of nice. So I think at this point, we're really hoping that our opponent doesn't have a 1-drop, so they can equip to this Mortipod. Obviously, that would force me to Burst Lightning it, which isn't really what I want to be doing. Slagstorm here would also be pretty devastating as well. I think mostly I'm okay right now. I would much rather kick this Burst Lightning. This is like up to 7 points of burn. So our opponent's, the theoretical 11. If we get in for any damage here, we'll be in a great spot. Mountain here is like not ideal, but okay. It's okay. What is this? Deceiver Exarch. Okay. Deceiver's pretty good. That means our opponent's playing a Splinter Twin strategy. So now we'll see what our opponent wants to do. If our opponent blocks, I'm just going to go ahead and kill their Deceiver. Alright, awesome. So they do end up blocking. So I'm just going to get to Burst Lightning it. And get in for 4 damage. So that's kind of nice. It is unfortunate that I had to use my Burst Lightning there to kill it, but it is okay. Lightning Berserker in play is pretty solid. Our opponent's going to have to find something here to kill it. Any creature equipped to Mortipod kills it, obviously, but Lightning Berserker is still an awesome card. Ancient Tomb. Okay, that one I like seeing. That one I like seeing out of my burn deck. This is 12 to kick, so I'm pretty sure we're never going to be kicking it. It's probably just 3 mana, 3. Unless our opponent decides to ramp us both. Okay. Rekindling Phoenix. I think I'm okay with that. Another mountain here is not great. It's actually exceptionally bad at this point. Our opponent does have 4 cards in hand. Rekindling Phoenix Mortipod combo. You know, this is just not great. Not great at all at this point. So we're just going to have to essentially wait till our opponent let us attack for 4, Mutavault our Lightning Berserker, then we can Urza's Rage the Rekindling Phoenix, which is not where I want to be even remotely. We did keep a 4-lander, I believe. Which is obviously not great. We did draw 2 lands to punish us. We do have a very high density of spells, so should be okay. Our opponent being at 12 is a relatively safe life total overall. And since we're never kicking this ever in a million years, we're never going to deal 10. I guess if I theoretically draw a land every turn and my opponent stops attacking me, I could theoretically get there. My opponent could just tap Ancient Tomb every turn. That'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I would be thrilled. All right, well, they're doing it. Worn Power Stone, okay. All right, so our opponent didn't attack. It's kind of interesting. I really want to kill this combo. This Giant Solifuge being Trample and Haste is kind of nice. Our opponent has to decide if they want to trade with it or not. I think I am going to play this. So I have this plus Lightning Berserker. My opponent can't shoot this with Mutavault. If they block, they have to let the trade happen. They can't shoot my Lightning Berserker, which means I'm guaranteed in for 3 damage. So we'll see how my opponent goes. This having Trample kind of changes a lot of what's going on. Getting in for 3 damage here is going to be kind of nice. Just means that my opponent is ever closer to dying. This also means that I now have the out of drawing Stoke the Flames. Stoke the Flames plus Urza's Rage can kill my opponent. So now we'll see what my opponent wants to do. As I said earlier, is definitely... my opponent definitely played really smart, I guess, there by not attacking. I guess their life total was at a precarious enough point that they didn't really want to attack. Giant Solifuge, awesome to draw there. I do kind of wish I had Skizzix. But what I really want to draw is a Chandra. Chandra, Torch of Defiance would be great. Hazoret would also be great. Zealous Conscripts. Okay. This is kind of nice for my opponent. They get to steal my Lightning Berserker. They get to attack me for 2. Equip the Mutavault. I guess they could probably attack me for a lot, right? They could equip Mutavault here. Pump for 2. Take 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put me to 10. It's kind of good. It does put them to 5, though. It does put them to 5, which means if I draw any burn spell, I do to win the game. I guess they don't really have too many burn spells, right? Can we look at our deck? No, I can't look at my deck. I don't know why. Our opponent is smartly leaving back Rekindling Phoenix in case I draw something like Hazoret. It looks like I'm going to take 5, 6 here and go to 13. Oh, I guess my opponent did not want to pump. I assume they're going to shoot me. I can't imagine they do anything but shoot me there. I guess they wanted to play this since he's divining top. That's awesome. So I think we're just going to stoke our opponent here. I guess we can wait, right? And just wait till their end step. Do we want to play around a counterspell or not? I think it just makes sense too. We can just work at instant speed. I don't think our opponent's really playing counter spells. I think they're basically playing a mono red deck, splashing for Deceiver, Exarch, and potentially Pestermite. Yeah, I think that's all they're doing. Since he's divining top in the upkeep. What also leaving all of this mana open too means that, like, if I stoke my opponent on their turn and they untap and they go Splinter Twin Zealous Conscripts, then I just die. And if my opponent doesn't find Splinter Twin, then I just get to stoke my opponent, then Urza's Rage them, and they die. If they use Ancient Tomb at any point in time, then they die. They might wanted to use this island instead to flip their tops. I mean, this leaves them open for Splinter Twin, but not for Kiki Jiki. Kiki's 3 red. Now we will sit and wait. See what our opponent has for us. I don't think we can die this turn. I'm sure there are ways we can die, but I'm pretty sure we should be okay not to. Alright, looks like our opponent does not have anything, so it looks like we're just going to take 3 here. That's definitely beneficial. Definitely beneficial. If our opponent could just use Ancient Tomb this turn to go to 3, that'd be fantastic. Four mana. Alright, what do we draw to? Deep Analysis. Alright, you draw 2 cards. This is never getting flashback. You got it. Stoke the Flames, target you. Urza's Rage, target you. The spell can't be countered, so this is the best way to lead off with things. So if they don't have anything for Stoke, then they just die to the Urza's Rage. So that is kind of nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, that was fortunate. So our opponent's playing kind of a slow deck. We did see a lot of artifacts. I think I am going to want this Detonate. Rekindling Phoenix is nice. We're on the draw, so I don't know if I want Tangle Wire, but we'll board it back in on the play. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with everything else that we have going on. We have to be a little bit worried of Splinter Twin, but there's only so much I can do about it, you know? I'm just going to kind of have to play my game and hope that they don't get me. Now, we are up a game in round 3, and if we do win this game, or one of the next 2, then I will be a trophier. And I'll have 2 trophies with mono red. Which is nice. It's a good feeling. Everyone's hating on mono red, and I just keep trophying with it. Yeah, this hand seems fine. Flame Slash, obviously, not ideal, but going Frenzied Goblin into Scrapheap Scrounger is going to be pretty solid. Pretty solid, to say the least. Hopefully our opponent has an Ancient Tomb heavy hand, and we can really get him good. Stoke the Flames obviously doesn't pair well with Scrounger. We do have to find some lands, but again, are on the draw, so pretty okay with keeping this kind of hand. Has pretty much everything that I want in it, except a 3rd land, and I guess a Chandra. Well, I do have to play around Zealous Conscripts. That is something that I have to do now. Also, Detonate's great if they have Mortipod, too. Looks like they kept a card on top. So it'll be interesting, but most of our game plan just involves kind of ignoring what our opponent's doing and just hoping they die. So Sweet. Aether Hub is a nice third land because it doesn't eat away at our red sources, and it plays really well with everything else we have going on. Go ahead and just get in for one here. Play the Scrounger. Next turn I have Bomat Courier plus Flame Slash, and you know, obviously it's a weird spot. So what I can do theoretically next turn is if I think my opponent has a Deceiver Exarch here, for example, I can play my land, just attack for 3, and leave up Stoke the Flames. And then if my opponent just plays Deceiver, then I can just stoke it. I think I might do that because I'm obviously playing a little scared. Otherwise, this is 8 points of burn. Our opponent is representing their combination. Slagstorm. Okay, that's pretty unfortunate. But I'm going to get to Bomat plus bring back Scrapheap next turn. We still have a ton of burn. Now I have 12 points of burn in my hand. Jace Architect of Thought. That one's pretty good. That's pretty good. Assume they're going to plus here, which is fine with me. We can kill it pretty easily. Oh, reveal the top 3. Alright, let's put Factor Fiction in one pile and Urza's Rage and Island in the other. Looks like they put Factor Fiction in their hand. I don't blame them for that one. Factor Fiction is really good. Really good. Alright, Scrapheap's going to go there. Bomat's going to go at our opponent. We want this Jace off the board. Again, still have 12 damage in our hand. So once we can get our opponent to 12, we'll be in a great spot. Instant speed means we get to play around, you know, play through counter spells and play on their turn. And Exquisite Firecraft is uncounterable, so that's kind of nice. All the burn spells. We're also going to just start using our burn spells soon. The reason I'm going to start using my burn spells soon is because I want this Bomat to be better. If we just 12 our opponent, draw a bunch of cards, it might just be very good. Again, we know our opponent has Factor Fiction in their hand, so there's a good chance that they just pass, take 3, 5, 6. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Factor Fiction, try and get in the game. Again, this is another weird spot where if I don't draw a 4th land, I might not attack with Gorger, because they do have Deceiver. I'm going to need to Flame Slash it. Actually, yeah, I will have to because Pulse of the Forge is target player or planeswalker. If this was creature, then it would obviously change everything because I could just tag their creature instead. If I draw a 4th land, then that will also enable me to just attack with all my creatures as well. I can end step Stoke them, untap Pulse of the Forge them, Firecraft them. And even if we attack and our opponent plays Deceiver, we can just kill it anyway. Ooh, 5 mana. Deep Analysis. Okay, well this is pretty good for me. This means I'm going to get to kind of do exactly what I want to do. Soul-Scar Mage. That's dead. I'm going to get in for a bunch here. And now we have 12 points of burn. That's kind of nice. And this is kind of nice. We do have 8 burn here, just on field. So we'll see what we draw here. See what our opponent does. We do know they have Factor Fiction. We don't know the other 3 cards. We do have the ability to, you know, tap 4 creatures, Stoke the Flames them, Pulse the Forge them, or Exquisite Firecraft them. And that's 8. So depending on what our opponent does here, it depends on how we do things. 5 mana, that's a lot. Maybe they're going to steal my Bomat Courier. It's not ideal, though. Yeah, Sphinx of the Lost Truths. It's pretty good. To draw 3 cards, filter out. I mean, they're basically drawing 3, then discarding 3, but that's still good. Faithful Suiting is always, like, a great card anyway, right? Discarded Ancient Tomb, Tolarian Academy, Zealous Conscripts. Alright. Those are all pretty good. That means they still have Factor Fiction in their hand. Let's go ahead, and I think I'm just going to attack with everyone here. So again, we do have a bunch of burn spells in our hand, and our opponent is kind of dead here. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Our opponent's going to go to 4 here. And then I'm going to cast Pulse of the Forge. I think that's going to do it. Yep, we did it. That's a trophy. That is a 3-0. So let's look at this deck. This deck was sweet. I love me some mono red. I was pretty happy to play it. And I wish you good luck in your cube battles. And give red a chance. Give red a chance. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Anyway, this is Rudy Briksza with CoolStuffInc.com. And I'll catch you next time.